Hi everybody! This week we are talking about joy and generosity. We've been talking about generosity a lot lately. Pastor Bobby in his sermon on Sunday talked about generosity using a lemon. Do you remember what he was talking about? He was talking about the little boy who, instead of selling lemonade, he was freely giving out jokes. That's a pretty cool way to use his gifts even during this time of COVID-19. So I would love to hear some of your jokes. Give me your best joke in the comments below, okay? I would love to hear them. We also talked with the Walstons, Miss Angie and her kiddos, about Lydia in Jesus' time on Sunday. And so do you remember how Lydia was generous? Well, she was generous because she let Paul and his friends stay with her in her house. That was a super generous thing to do for Paul and his friends. So this week we're going to talk about the verse of the week. Do you remember what it is? Miss Angie said it on Sunday. I can do all things through Him who strengthens me. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's Philippians 4:13. So you might already have that memorized, but if you don't, it'd be a good one to memorize. So we're going to talk about what that verse means. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Do you think that means that God has given me super strength and I can go lift my car outside? That's probably not what he's talking about. Paul didn't have a car. He couldn't lift it. Well, do you think that means that life will be easy and everything will just work out okay if we have enough faith? Well, no, that's probably not what he's talking about either. Paul is talking about contentment. What do you think contentment means? Well, I think it means being happy with what you have. And so Paul's in jail. Do you think he's happy with what he has? You would think not. You would think he wants to be free or wants other things, but Paul is saying that he's happy with what God has given him, and God has given him the strength to be happy even in jail. And so that's what Paul is talking about. So what are things that you are content with? What are things that bring you joy and happiness? Well, I was thinking I am content with my apartment. I love my apartment. It brings me joy even though it's kind of small. It's great. I was thinking about contentment in my job. I get to work with you guys and that brings me so much joy and makes me so happy. So what are some things that you are content with that make you happy? I would love to hear about that too. So what does all of this have to do with generosity? Doesn't really sound like it is involved generosity and happiness. They're kind of two different things. Well, Paul is talking about the Philippians. So he's writing this letter to the Philippians. And Paul is saying he has already everything he needs, but the Philippians are still giving him things and still supporting him even when he's in jail. And that's what Paul is so overjoyed about. Paul is so happy the Philippians are working with him to spread Jesus' good news, the gospel, to other people. And that's what Paul is saying he is content with, and that strengthens him. And God has given him this wonderful blessing of the Philippians to build him up. And so even when we're happy with everything we have and we're content with the life we live, we can still build up other people and still help the needs of others in everything we do. And that's kind of what this time of COVID is teaching us, that we're happy with the life we live, but we can still help other people. What are some ways that you have helped other people during this time? I'd love to hear about that. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. Look forward to some news about the virtual VBS, and I'll see you soon. Bye!